Ashlee, talking about how you go out walking and then that's really good, making you feel really good. And then you also mentioned how you were sweating and how people might be looking at you thinking, oh, that girl out sweating, and this is what you're thinking. And as you were speaking, what I thought was, maybe they're looking at you thinking, good for you being out there walking, getting out there. Maybe it's hot and humid out there. Who wants to be out there sweating? But you're out there moving, you are trying. And I give you major kudos for them, because it's not easy being out there moving, walking, and if you're thinking about that on top of it, that can't be easy as well, but you're still out there moving.
It's true. I guess it doesn't always have to be bad. They could be thinking something good.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
And I also want to touch up on, being out and, thinking about what other people might be thinking about. And I just want to ask, how the defect has affected your life. Thinking about always what other people are thinking, and it just sounds like it keeps you from avoiding situations. It keeps you from having a full picture of you and your daughter.
Yeah.
And you don't want years to pass and then, oh, I could have had that picture when we were young. And, how would it be affected if you tried to get a full picture of the both of you together?
I'd probably pick it apart, I'm sure. But I mean, I guess it would be nice to leave her with those memories. I guess maybe I can just avoid looking at the picture and just say, whatever it looks like, keep it, it's fine. And just avoid that. Try that. I don't know. Just the thought of it. Share something out. But
Or maybe when you're waiting in line, you don't let that person go in front and back of you to go ahead. You go in front of them.
I guess I would have to start exposing myself to the situations that make me most uncomfortable. I guess in order to get through it, you gotta go through it. Ugh. Exposing myself and being vulnerable, like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's intimidating.
Mm-hmm. And it can be stressful, especially if you're new to it completely. That's not what you're usually used to doing.
Yeah. I guess I could try to start doing small things here and there where I was just maybe not wearing a cardigan with an outfit and just forcing myself, I guess. But then it's like, oh my God, will that really be uncomfortable all night long? But I know you gotta do it more than once, continuously expose myself to this stuff.
But not maybe a big step, small steps. Because like you said, you don't want to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So just a small step where you expose a little bit of this part. Or you take half of a body picture maybe. No?
True. Maybe I could do that. Small steps and work myself up. I'll definitely try that.
Do you and your daughter have any social events, or even just you and the girls?
We don't. I will be volunteering at something called a Summer Jam. Classic. It's where all community resources come together for like troubled youth, and we all they get backpacks and haircuts and food and play basketball and stuff like that. And I'm volunteering, which I'm a little nervous about that because I'll be exposed to so many people at the same time. But yeah, me and my daughter will be at that.
That sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's a great. My friend does it. He puts it on himself every year.
Wow.
Yeah, so all the inner city kids get to come and get free supplies and get haircuts. They play basketball. They have raised money, for programs and stuff like that. So it's a great program. It's absolutely wonderful. So I'm excited, and I offered to volunteer because I want to be a part of something like that. And then the moment that I offered to volunteer, I'm like, shit. Now I have to be front and center in front of everyone, and everyone's going to be staring at me and looking at me. But I guess I have to subject myself to those situations in order to get over this. I try to tell myself, like, if you were conditioned to feel this way, you can be reconditioned to feel some ways.
Very true.
It's just how, okay, I'm aware of that, right? But now how do I get myself to that point, you know?
How do you get yourself to that point? That's a very good question. May I suggest maybe envisioning yourself already there? You being front and center. And yeah, maybe you might have a few people staring at you. They might be looking to see what you're going to say, what you're going to present, see how excited you are about it. They might just be looking at you just because you're the only one there to look at, you know? And they might be looking at you because they're like, oh, hey, she looks like a fun girl. Yeah, I'm going to be good. Yeah.
That's true. I never thought about it. They're probably looking at you because you're the only one there. That's a good way to think about it. I never thought about that.
But maybe this way you can prep up yourself and not feel so anxious about being front and center. And already picturing yourself already there, being ready mentally, like, yeah, that feeling might happen. Those thoughts might come, but also try to think, you know what? Of course they're going to be looking at me. Who else are they going to look at? They're going to look at me for, you know, if I have a question maybe, or maybe she's going to mention a fact. You know, who knows what she's going to say. And then if it does continue where you are feeling really down on yourself, I would like for you to try to remember the good things that you love about yourself. And it might be hard to kind of come up with that real quick, because being in that moment and the thoughts coming out your head, it's a little hard at first to recognize and be like, oh, wait, why do I love me? So I would actually like to do an exercise where, or more like something to benefit you and have you hold on to it, is I got a paper that says why you love yourself. I got a heart. And, you know, I want you to think about, you already told me, and maybe more things are coming up of the reasons why you love yourself.
This will be a short list now. Complexion. Why can't I think about how to spell complexion?
Oh, I need my phone for that one too.
I
the
definitely know that was not correct.
Oh, that's fine. It's only you looking at it. No pausing. I like it.
Yeah, I guess it's flowing a little bit more than I thought.
Yes. Good, good, good. Should have made that heart bigger.
Yeah, I think I ran my course. My hair, my skin complexion, my teeth and smile, my genuine heart, my sense of humor, the way I make others feel, how supportive I am, how reliable I am. I guess how I make people feel, so it's the same as the way I make others feel, but
You make people feel good. Absolutely. That is a very good quality.
yeah, I guess it's, I think I'm pretty smart.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I think I'm really smart, and then you put me in a room with some really smart people, and then I'm like, you're not that smart.
They might be thinking the same way, though, too. Yep.
Well, that's probably about it.
I'll leave that with you. And you writing things down in the heart, I was just thinking of you being, doing the event with all the kids, and all I was thinking was, if I was a kid looking at you, I would be thinking, wow, how did she end up doing this? What's her background? Does she have a tough life like I did? Looking at you, you could be an inspiration to many.
That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely not an easy life. That's true. I guess there's so many things that people could be thinking when they're looking at you. It's not necessarily that they're looking at, whatever your body or your appearance. I guess when I think about what I think about when I'm looking at people, I'm never really focusing on, like, well, their thighs big or their, they have a stomach, or I'm never thinking on stuff really. And even if I do, it's like I look at it and then I'm done. I'm not thinking, I'm not perseverating on it. I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh my god, that person, blah, blah, blah. I just look, oh, they have a belly. Move on to the next thing. Like, I don't care. I'm not judging them. I just looked at it and that was it. And I move on from that. But, yeah, I guess other people may be thinking that when they're looking at me as well. Or sometimes I'm just looking at people and I'm thinking like, I wonder what they do for work. Like, most random, like, I wonder what they do for work. I wonder what kind of car they drive. I wonder if they live in a house or an apartment. Do they go to college?
Yeah.
Do they speak any languages, different languages? I usually think about stuff like that. I never really think sitting there dwelling on their appearance.
And they could be thinking that way about you.
Yeah, that's true. They could be a good reminder. Maybe I'll tell myself that. Like, Ashlee, they're not looking at your appearance, they're thinking, I wonder what she does for work because she seems like a really smart girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll start convincing myself otherwise. And yeah, that's a good idea. You're shifting my perspective.
Good.
Making me see things a little bit different. Now, if I can just keep that after the hardest part.
Practicing it, that might help. Just thinking about and recognizing when you are starting to think negative about yourself, to try to, okay, maybe now I gotta switch. I would like to actually try an exercise of us, or more or less you at this event, and thinking about all those negative things and just, nope, change it around. Thinking about all this great stuff right here. On this heart, you filled it. You just kept going and going and going. I'm not shocked. I see it in you. I'm not shocked at all. But I can see why you might feel shocked because you've been putting yourself down a lot.
Far too many years.
Yeah.
Far too many years have I been on this freaking road. And I'm ready to get off. God, I'm ready to get off. Yeah. Maybe I could even write this in my, I can't carry paper around, but
No.
maybe I could write it in my notes in my cell phone. And whenever I'm feeling, I can just look at it. Or even maybe not, because actually writing it down, I was feeling good, writing it, it was is like therapeutic for me.
Good.
Like the actual writing aspect. So maybe like in my phone, I can just like type it up, you know what I mean? Like go through and start listing it myself. That I was like calm and feeling like good when I was writing it down. So
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe I can do that whenever I'm having a little episode.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll try that.
And through time, you might find more things that you love about yourself as well. It might
True.
increase.
That's true. Little building block.
Mm-hmm.
Some foundation for me to utilize right now.
Absolutely.
It's a good tool that I can utilize. It's just being consistent. You know, when you find yourself in those episodes actually like, I know what I need to do, or I know what I should do. I just need to do it. You know what I mean? God.
It'll
It's
take
like-
time.
No, I know. It's like, you know, you should eat healthy, but you get a cookie instead. Like, it's such a double-edged sword. But yeah, I do feel better. I'm so over all these negative emotions and just, you know, and I see all these like women that are just so confident and just love themselves, and I'm so grateful that they can do that, but then I'm also so envious in the same breath, you know, not envious, maybe envious, I guess. I don't mean that in like I don't want them to feel great about themselves because I love that they do. I wish so bad that I could feel equally as good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just happy and I really do. But it just sucks, and social media is difficult too. Sometimes I thought about deleting all my social media, staring at other people's pictures and how perfect their bodies are and how great this is and how great that is. Social media has definitely been a contributing factor. I deleted my social media for 30 days and honestly it was so great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, also social media is like a lot of ways that I connect and do a lot of things and stay in touch with people, so it's like, that sucks too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if I delete it, then I'm not in touch with people like I used to be, etc. But yeah, maybe I take a break from social media for a little bit too. Mental cleansing.
It is tough with social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you're right, it's tough seeing all these images that you see and people commenting on it, and they do look so confident, so it definitely, yeah, can make you feel sad. I can see that. But the communication with friends and having that social aspect is awesome to have. So maybe when you do see it and you do start getting into that feeling, maybe try to recognize it. Do you try to stop at that moment, or do you just keep looking and looking?
Sometimes I just spiral.
Yeah.
And like I get almost addicted to like beating myself up. I don't know, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like I can't stop. Like, you know, I'll be like, oh, you look like shit, Ash. Instead of being like, you should talk to yourself like that, I just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I literally like get so addicted to just like beating myself down. Like, oh, well, let's not just stop there. Let's talk about, you know, the cellulite on your thighs or the fat roll on your back or how your arms jiggly. It's just like, Jesus. Like, stop.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. I mean, I can. I don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just super exhausting. It really is. I feel like I'm just always beating myself up continuously over and over and over and over and over again. Even now, I feel like all I do is just say the same thing over and over and over again. Like, wow, she must think I'm so annoying.
It's good that you're recognizing, though, how you are talking to yourself and how you shouldn't be talking to yourself. That right there is a big step. It's just seeing that is happening. Getting to that step of trying to, like, redirect yourself, that's tough at first. When you're not used to doing that, it's hard to shift into that.
It is very hard. It's like, I mean, I guess it's good that I at least am aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I know. It's like I had the tools, I just never take them out of the damn toolbox. But I gotta start being more consistent, you know? health is a priority. You know, it's funny, we prioritize our bodies, we go to our doctor's appointments, we do all this stuff, but our mental health, it's like the least, well, for most people, it's like the last on everyone's list.
Yeah.
But
Last on the list or never gets addressed. But you're addressing right now. You know, you're here today.
I know. And I'm glad that I, you know, was able to take the first step in the right direction. You know, to at least start the process, just to have that conversation, you know, that icebreaker, where I can, but now it's like the ball's in my court. You know, I either take what I've learned today and implement it and, you know, put it to good use, or I just disregard it and continue to allow myself to live in this, like, internal hell that I freaking suffer in on a daily basis. God, it's just so exhausting. I feel like that's all I say is it's exhausting, it's exhausting. But it's like, I do it to myself, which is like so crazy. I do it to myself so I know I can stop. How do I stop? Okay, I know how I should be stopping, but where do I get that energy, that motivation to change these behaviors, you know? It's like, it's so crazy. I just don't understand. Like, I know that I have the power to make these changes. I just don't use it.
When you start feeling sad, is there any part of you that is like, I wish I could feel better now, I want to get happy, I want to...
Yeah, I mean, usually my reflection time is before bed. I'll usually lay in bed and be like, oh God, I need to do something. Like, I really, you know, need to find a way just to feel better. And I just, you know, and I'll start researching stuff, or I'll go on Pinterest, like positive affirmation checklist or self-esteem journal and blah, blah, blah. I just pin it and I never end up printing it out or using it or doing it. It's like the key piece, I feel like, is just getting that motivation to just doing this stuff. Like, when is enough going to be enough? Like, you know, I don't know. I just need to find that spark of motivation that's just going to push me forward to just be able to, like, really just, you know, start changing this stuff. Because I'm tired of it. I really am.
You could start the steps during the session.
Yeah.
The motivation. Does that sound good?
Sure. Okay. Let's give it a go.
Do you want to start now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking, it's actually the time. So for our next session, I would like to, is the event coming anytime soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next week.
Next week, okay. So make an appointment before your event, and we'll try to come up with steps of when you are in that situation and you are feeling that way, to try to redirect yourself, to get that motivation, and hopefully us doing it together, it'll help you do it a little bit more by yourself. But we'll start in sessions and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
Thank you very much.